What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning TeoFimo Lopez Junior and Senior and Floyd Money Mayweather, along with Tank Davis. And of course, Floyd raised some eyebrows of what he said about Tank Davis not fighting from outside sources, not fighting on other networks. He's not interested in making other networks rich, and all of Tank Davis's fights that will be managed by him will be managed in-house, meaning he will only fight guys on the PBC banner, on Showtime or Fox. Those are it. Those are the terms, and that's what Floyd Mayweather, the manager of Tank Davis, Gervonta Tank Davis, the now WBA regular champion of 140 pounds, has said. Now, TeoFimo Lopez Junior and Senior has came out and blasted him for that and told and said that Floyd Mayweather should stop lying. Floyd Mayweather should just stop with all the excuses. TeoFimo's been ducked by Tank Davis, and Tank Davis needs to step up. Now, let me counterpunch. For those who've seen my live recently, I just got off live about an hour ago, but I talked a little bit about this, and let me elaborate, okay? Floyd Mayweather is not interested in getting the best fights for the best people. He wants the best fights, or should I say, he wants the most money for the easier fights for his fighter. He doesn't care about the legacy for Tank Davis. He doesn't care about any of that. He wants Tank Davis to do what he wants him to do. His power trip is keeping him in charge of his fighter. He doesn't care about bringing other guys in and sharing the wealth or the power with Tank, okay? And that would include Garcia, Devin Haney, Stevenson, right? Shakur Stevenson, TeoFimo Lopez, who else? Lomachenko. All those guys do not fight on Showtime. And because they don't fight on Showtime, and those are the fights that everybody wants to see Tank fight in order to be great, he won't let that happen because, for one, he doesn't care about that. He cares about the power or having control over his fighter. And two, he doesn't want his fighter or any other fighter under his banner that or any other person that is close to him to get bigger than he will ever be. That's the difference between Floyd and other fighters. Floyd don't want you to surpass his record or his legacy or the things that he's done in the sport. He wants to be respected, he wants to be admired, he wants to be adored, and he wants to damn near be worshipped, okay? You have to worship Floyd in order to get his good graces. Unless, and if you don't, he will do exactly what he was going to do with Tank Davis and threw him to the lion's den to Lomachenko years ago, if you guys can remember. He went from, no, you're not fighting Tank, to when Tank started showing and smelling himself, yes, you can fight Tank. So somewhere down the line, they put him on probation. He only fought once that year. I believe it was in 2018, and they kissed and made up. And he got back to worshiping Floyd Mayweather Jr., and therefore he's doing whatever they tell him to do. Him and Leonard Ellerbe controls the career. They look at all the other fighters as money grabbers or whatever, like they need something from Tank. No, Tank needs them too. Tank needs his legacy. Tank needs to show the fans that he is the best. If he doesn't want to show that he's the best, stop talking about he's the best. It's easy to say he's the best when he's just fighting on one banner. When all the other fighters that are in his weight class or his size are fighting and wants them guys to make the fight mate. Those are the fights we want to see. Give us Devin Haney. Give us Ryan Garcia. You know, and I knew, look, Gervonta Tank Davis is a puppet. He's a puppet. You do what you're told. Floyd is running him like Bob Arum is running his fighters. You know, you want to talk about slave masters and things like that. He's running Tank Davis like a slave master. Like a slave. He can't do anything. He can't say anything. He doesn't have his own mind. I don't even think he has the ambition to really say what he really wants to say or do what he really wants to do. Okay? He keeps his mouth shut. He fights the people in front of him, and that's how it's going to be. So as far as TeoFimo's, as far as they go, they're telling the right thing. I believe what they're saying. You know what I mean? But then again, you have to look at TeoFimo Lopez. He needs to fight the guy that made him who he is. He needs to fight Lomachenko. So counterpunch to that. but that doesn't stop the reality of what Floyd said. Floyd is only saying we don't want other fighters rich because he doesn't want to fight or put Tank in there so Tank can progress, and he may get to the point where he might feel that he's better than or bigger than Floyd trying to give him, but it might backfire anyway if Tank Davis was ambitious. That's why I know he's not ambitious. He's not ambitious because he would have already wanted those fights that Floyd and all those guys have clearly said a couple of days ago that he won't have, because those other guys are on other networks and with other promotional companies. So we already know that if Tank just fights those guys that he puts in front of him, like he said, he's a team player. He's not ambitious enough to go out on his own like De La Hoya did, like Floyd Mayweather did, okay? Like anything. And that's another example on why he does not want his fighters to be better than him. He doesn't want his fighters to take a bite out of the quince. He doesn't want them to have that knowledge of doing something better for themselves or for their career or for their legacy. He wants those fighters that are under him, those young fighters, to worship him. And if they don't, they're in his bad graces, and therefore he won't promote them like he should, and he doesn't do it anyway. Sure, is he getting them money? Is he getting them opportunities? Yes, but to what degree? Floyd knows he has to use other people or get with other guys like Eddie Hearn and Bob Arum to make these big fights and Oscar De La Hoya too, to make these big fights for his fighter, and he doesn't want to do it because he doesn't want to share the power with anyone, and he doesn't want and like the idea of Gervonta Tank Davis growing as faster or bigger than him ever. That does not work when you're under Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather is Floyd for that reason. Why do you think he does an exhibition every year or so? Because he wants to be remembered. He wants to be respected. He wants to be admired. He wants these particular things. Okay, so that's Floyd. So Floyd and TeoFimo, they're right for saying that. But like Regis Prograis said yesterday, he won't let his fighter nowhere near fighters that could possibly beat him or make him a real, true star. But anyway, that's my counterpunch on that. You guys tell me what you think about TeoFimo Lopez's blasting Floyd Mayweather for lying and holding to Gervonta Tank Davis back. Tell me what you think of. Please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.